Welcome into Get Better at Golf, because we want to help you get better at golf. It's right there in the title. Bill Hobson here, along with Kyle Martin, who is the PGA professional at the Fortress Golf Course in Frankenmuth, Michigan. And we were sent this question by a Joe and Max and I think one other person, so thank you for the questions. And they want to know how to discern what role hybrids can play in their bag versus long irons. There was a time, Kyle, when you'd go, if you're really brave, 1 iron, but after you'd go 2 iron, 3 for sure, and then 4 iron, 5. And then we went through this little transition period where some hybrids were introduced, but I don't know that there's ever been a clear definition presented to golfers to kind of know what they should be doing to help their game at the very top level.
Yeah, I mean, if we're looking at the decision of, let's say, a 4 iron versus a 4 hybrid, it's the easiest decision you'll ever make. It's always going to be a hybrid.
Really?
Yeah. Now, there's another option there. You could look at maybe a 7 wood. That's starting to emerge. That's a heavy trend in the industry right now. But certainly, if you're ordering a set of clubs off the shelf, or if you're getting a set of clubs off the shelf, you might have a tough time finding a set with a 3 iron.
Yeah.
Probably not going to find one. You may find 4 iron, but most of your complete sets are going to be 5 iron through, let's say, a gap wedge or a sand wedge. Long irons, with how little the golf ball spins now compared to 30, 40 years ago, it spins significantly less. So you need height, and you're going to find that in a hybrid all day versus a long iron. I have a 4 iron here and a 4 hybrid. They're not even close in terms of height. They're not even close in terms of consistency. And they're not even close in terms of how forgiving the construction of the golf club head is. You can see how thin this 4 iron is versus how thick this 4 hybrid is. The bigger the head, the more they can move weight around and the more forgiving that club's going to be. And that's what you're looking for. If you're trying to hit a 4 hybrid and you're expecting extremely precise results, number one, we need to look at that. But number two, versus a 4 iron, that 4 hybrid is going to be significantly better. It's going to be a huge advantage because it's more forgiving, specifically out of the rough, which we have a lot of it here. You want to hit the ball and get the ball airborne. And because the construction of the head, they can move the weight towards the back. That helps get the ball airborne.
Okay,
That's
so
a big advantage.
a couple of application questions for you. I know the 4 iron is the instant automatic yes. Just get me the hybrid. I won't ask any more questions. How far do I go with that? 5 iron, the same certainty?
So it depends. Depends on the type of player. It depends on your speed, and it depends on your tendencies. That's where the value in going to see a golf professional and getting properly fit, or going to a fitting day, not a demo day, a fitting day.
Yeah, right.
You want to make sure that the settings are correct, the shaft is correct, the length is correct. And that's where a great club fitter can really maximize your game, because finding the right mix, cocktail mix for a hybrid, whether it's 3 hybrid, 4 hybrid, 5 hybrid, sometimes 6 hybrid, can be a huge advantage when you're on the golf course. Specifically, if you're playing longer par 3s, you hit a hybrid, that ball is going to go higher, which means it's going to land more like a helicopter than an airplane, which gives you a huge asset or a huge advantage hitting a shot into the green.
You mentioned a moment ago 4 hybrid or maybe a 7 wood. What's the difference between the hybrid and the actual 7 wood?
Yeah, so 7 wood is going to be longer. Fairway woods are generally longer than hybrids, so that's going to be one of the biggest differences. Is you're going to swing that club maybe a little flatter. So out of the rough, maybe more advantageous for you to have a hybrid. If you're struggling, if you hit a lot of fairways, but you're just not hitting it far enough off the tee, a 5 wood or a 7 wood may be a huge weapon for you, because you can hit the ball and it has plenty of height. The head's going to be a little bit bigger, which makes it more forgiving, and the club is longer, so you can swing it a little faster, and that'll produce better distance control.
I actually posted a video, I'll put the link down below, of a funeral for my 4 iron. It was a farewell. I had a little service saying goodbye to my 4 iron for these very reasons. However, I have long struggled, like perhaps some of our viewers, with figuring out the swing, a 4 iron swing and a 4 hybrid swing. I know, you've told me this for years, and so have others. You're supposed to treat the hybrid like an iron.
Right.
But I don't know. There's something, you know how we're all mental cases, right? How can I make sure that I'm doing that with ball position and swing and everything? Because I tend to treat it more like a wood, and doesn't work out very well when I do that.
Yeah, the trap that most people fall into is your ball position with your driver. Most people just plug that directly into their fairway woods.
Yes.
And the ball position with your hybrid should be just barely left of center for a right-handed golfer.
Okay, show me a
Should be
4
just
iron
over
and
your
4
heart.
hybrid ball position, if you will.
Yeah, so it's easy because they're the same. So when you set up to hit a 4 hybrid, that ball position is going to be just left of center.
Yep.
Let's say if this represents the center of my stance. So that ball is just over my heart for a right-handed golfer. And for a hybrid, it's going to be the exact same. I'm just going to scoot a little further away because it's a longer golf club. But no matter what, we should be able to see the bottom of your golf swing is always going to be after the golf ball. We're going to take a divot with a hybrid.
Okay,
Once we accept that, we're not sweeping it. We're going to compress it. You'll have a lot better success.
So if you're a slow learner like me, we're not hitting the 4 hybrid like we're hitting a 3-wood.
Correct. Opposite.
This is an iron. It's a newfangled, thicker iron.
Right.
For all of us who are a little thicker, I'm still trying to learn that point. But for those of you wondering about how to make that transition in your bag, let's go with this simple rule. The 4 iron to 4 hybrid switch, automatic. Don't ask any more questions.
Right.
Beyond that, get some input. Get on a launch monitor somewhere and see where your game fits into it. My guess would be, for the majority, moving to the 5 iron next hybrid exchange would probably make more sense. But
Right.
we don't throw a blanket over everybody on that one. You never know.
Yeah, getting fit is always going to be the answer because you can compare notes and you can see what the successes of a 5 iron versus a 5 hybrid are.
Okay, we want you to get better at golf. So if you have any more questions for us, put them in the comments below. The next time Kyle and I are together, we will address them as we continue on this series of helping you get better at golf. See you next time.